Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to another Daily Market Report brought to you by Mike Bjork. Today is Friday, and TJF, everybody. I hope you guys are having a wonderful upcoming weekend here. And of course, we got the long weekend coming up next week. So we got one economic news release today, and it is an important one, and it is the new home sales for the month of July. So back in June, we had 455,000 new home sales, and for the forecast for July was 485,000 new jobs, and it dropped down to 394,000. So almost 100,000 off from what the forecast was. So obviously that's not very good economic news, and stuff like this could potentially help the bond market in the terms of, and even the equity markets, that this could prolong the tapering from the Fed. So the Fed may, when they attend their next meeting in September, that this data like this may, with the higher spike in interest rates, may make them to move it off to the next one, or later on. It may keep them from doing it too soon. Because right now it just doesn't look like we're exactly ready. We're not really, investors are looking at it this way, and the numbers are kind of supporting. Whereas economy, we're not really dropping, nor are we really increasing. It's very almost like a plateau, and it's kind of walking a fine line. If we pull it too soon, we could potentially, drop off and then maybe go into recession. So, with that in mind, I think the Fed is kind of watching those information. That's why they're kind of looking at more data to support it, especially in the jobs numbers, as well as obviously, the inflation numbers. So right now, inflation has been a concern in the sense that it's not increasing, but there's been a concern that it's too low, and that's been a kind of a concern as well. So the bond purchases actually helps stimulate or increase inflation. So they may keep this a while longer. At least towards the end of the year, or unless the numbers can show some improvement. So they did raise the forecast for the second half of the year, but we'll have to kind of wait and see where things are at. Now, me personally, I live in an area where we're near LA Harbor, and talking with a lot of the longshoremen, they're not any real. This is actually their busiest time because they're sending over the shipping from China regards to the Christmas, getting ready for Christmas season, and it really hasn't been any busier than normal. So, me personally, from what I see here, it doesn't look like anything that's going to be really showing anything improvement in the second half. At least I don't personally anticipate it. So let's jump over to the uh, headline news here, and the stock market's up. So they're kind of, the investors are now kind of looking at maybe they won't be halting or tapering in September. So they're getting a feel with that, with these news, with the even though it's bad news, they're getting a feel that maybe the Fed might hold off on its tapering, at least with this meeting here. Now, we did have two members speaking today, Fed member Lockhart, as well. Kind of misspelled his name, Lockhart, and Bullard speak. They gave two conflicting ideas, where Lockhart basically said he's for tapering with some with some conditions, and Bullard basically said he thinks it's a little too soon for it. So again, conflicting information there. We'll kind of have to wait and see. The man, obviously, with the power is Bernanke. So whatever these guys all say, he's got the final say in the whole matter. So we'll have to kind of wait and see what he does. Now, also keep an eye on who the potentially the contenders for the next Fed chairman, because Bernanke is going to be up in January 2014, and that's just right around the corner. Now, some of the people that are favorites, there's talk about Mr. Sumner, as well as Janet Yellen, and so there's been a lot of concerns. Now, if we can get somebody like Janet Yellen, she's very considered dovish, and what that translates is that she probably would want to keep the quantitative easing moving forward, where she wants the economy moving forward, or kind of growing, even at the expense of inflation. So she might be one to kind of keep that moving forward as well. So that's a person. This is something to keep your eyes on. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the bond market and see where interest rates are moving. And we currently are having a nice rally. We showed a little bit of improvement yesterday, not huge, but right today we're actually up above the 99 threshold right now, and we're up about 60 basis points so far for the day. And obviously this is great news, and that basically translates to improvement in the interest rates. So right now we're seeing a nice improvement in the interest rates. All right, folks, I hope you guys have a great weekend. We'll see you guys on Monday. And again, thanks for watching.